We've got the all-new Hyundai IONIQ9.
Do you have a shirt that matches every color of car?
I kind of do. Oh, yeah. Why does that always make me laugh, that instant acceleration?
Well, you know, that's the whole thing. People like EVs. Once you've owned one, you're like, I want that. And this has got it. And it's got lots of range. It's got a lot of everything, actually.
Yeah.
So let's get into what is powering the IONIQ9.
This EV has a 110.3 kilowatt hour battery. There are 3 powertrain offerings, 1 rear-wheel drive and 2 all-wheel drive models with different overall power outputs. The rear-wheel drive model has 215 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. It gets the most range at 539 kilometers, 335 miles.
There's a less powerful all-wheel drive model that has 303 horsepower, 446 pound-feet of torque. It gets 515 kilometers or 320 miles of range.
The more powerful all-wheel drive model, which we're driving, has 422 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. It gets a little less range, 500 kilometers, 311 miles.
Key standard features of IONIQ9.
The base model comes with a 12.3-inch digital driver display, a 12.3-inch touchscreen with navigation, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a wireless charger, 8-speaker audio system, cloth upholstery, heated front seats, an 8-way power driver's seat with lumbar support, 6-way manual passenger seat, a smart power liftgate, and Smart Sense safety features.
Trust us on this. Talking about EVs and describing the differences between them is really tricky because they all have inherent features in common. Low center of gravity, lots of torque, as we just showed you, pretty smooth and quiet. So it's all the little things that add up to make them different.
I gotta say, this is so quiet. Hyundai has done such a good job, and they did focus on quietness of the cabin. You've got an acoustic windshield, you have noise reducing tires, and also active noise cancellation. All of this combined has created this very quiet cabin that almost borders on luxury.
Oh, does it ever? I mean, when we drove the Palisade about a month ago, the new gas or hybrid full-size or 3-row SUV, we said the same thing. If you replaced the Hyundai badge with a luxury badge, it could totally pass, and this is no different. But of course, they send us the top calligraphy trim because that's the one that Andrea deserves. So we don't have the base model here, but yeah, this is very posh.
Very posh. And you have to ask yourself when you look at the luxury and non-luxury category, especially with an electric vehicle, because it really is about the specs and the range and the power. Then you have to say to yourself, an interior like this elegant feel that you get, you wonder, maybe non-luxury is the way to go with an electric vehicle.
Remember when they introduced the Volvo EX90, which is a Volvo Swedish luxury car maker with a vehicle of similar size with 3 rows of seats? I said to Andrea, like, they're going to have a hard time selling that because you're getting all of the same kind of attitude baked in at a lower price. So luxury's hard to move, I think, when it comes to EVs. What
I do find about this model, and I did find the same with the EV9, and Zach agrees with me, is because of that big, heavy battery, sometimes it is a little bit of a bounce to it, like especially when you're going over a speed bump. But it definitely works quite hard at eating up those imperfections in the road. You do feel a little bit on those rough patches.
It's a really hard thing to do to mitigate this is a massive battery, over 100 kilowatt hour battery. So when the springs compress, you don't want them to rebound you like you're on a trampoline. You have to mitigate the bumps. It's really hard to do.
Steering feels good. It is not too light. It's got this nice, precise feel to it. Turning radius is pretty good with this model considering how big it is. It's aerodynamic. It offers 0.27 drag coefficient. And one thing I really like about Hyundai models is that you control the regen braking with the paddle shifters and the different levels. It's just so easy.
Oh, hello. Ja, Herr Mardu. Fette Fu. It's Volvo calling from Sweden. They want their design back.
Oh,
yeah, that's the gag, Andrea.
That's the gag.
Does it not? Is it just me, or does the back of this look like a Volvo V70 wagon with those lights up the side.
Yeah. And I also see Cadillac. Someone on Instagram said it's like Cadillac and Volvo had a baby and they created the IONIQ9. Wow, definitely a wagon vibe with this model. And so different from the EV9, which is boxy.
I'm going to throw in a truple, Andrea. It's like a truple, this relationship. So you got Cadillac, you've got Volvo, and the third one is Lincoln.
Yeah.
With the Aviator, has the roof line that flows down at the back. So you have that with this. Volvo and Cadillac rear tail lamps. That's what this is.
And Hyundai is calling this futuristic elegance. I think they're describing it perfectly, really, especially with the whole Volvo theme. Volvo is very elegant, and this offers sophistication. I think the biggest complaints off of Instagram is the rear. They don't like the rear, or they love the styling of this.
You know what I love? I want a little more of that juice, Andrea, before we hit it. What do you need to put it in?
You got to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
So don't forget, it's free to subscribe, and it's the #1 thing you can do to help us. All right, Andrea.
There you go. See, look how smooth it is.
It is
just
very
so smooth, so quick. That 516 pound-feet of torque is terrific in an electric vehicle. Really impressive. This gets 6.9 inches of ground clearance and comes standard with LED projector headlamps, LED tail lamps, 19-inch wheels, available 20-inch and 21-inch wheels, and a tire repair kit. Available features include the power folding exterior mirrors, which is super nice to have. It's a big vehicle, wide, especially if you're parking on the street.
So we talked about the challenges car companies have differentiating between one EV and another. And a big one is the cocoon on the inside. I think that's a good way to describe this vehicle.
Yeah.
You feel like you're cocooned from the outside with a real luxury vibe. It's a luxury car without a luxury badge.
Man, it has this lounge-like feel to it, and all of the different trim pieces that are in this really make it so much soft-feeling material, and even calligraphy written out with a different texture. It's just so beautiful in here.
Okay, so this big wide swath of aluminum plate that really runs from side to side with a unique looking kind of wood feel behind it. And then shiny hard plastic just around the HVAC controls, all of these materials, combinations, contrast, and the seats even, Andrea. I was filming this yesterday, shooting the inside of it, and I was thinking to myself, I don't think I've seen a car that has contrasting colors of the top and the bottom. You often see the bolsters are a different color than the middle of the seats. The backs of the seats are different color than the bottom of the seats.
And you know, this color is a green. It's a teal. It actually looks like a dark gray, but it's teal, and it's really quite beautiful. This center console offers some great storage flexibility, being able to move up to 7.5 inches. You've got a nice storage unit. The wireless charger sits at the center console, easy to access. There's lots of buttons in here. There's 7 100-watt USB-C ports throughout the cabin. 2 are in the third row.
See, everybody plugs in their phone or their laptop, and all of a sudden the range goes, no, I'm kidding. 700 watts, I don't think it would.
I think we're okay there.
I think we're okay. Yeah, but it's really loungy. We talked about with the EV9 that it has kind of a minivan vibe to it. I don't know why this one, I think it's the way the dash is situated, doesn't feel as much as that one, but it's still big and wide.
And it comes with some really great standard features. You've got dual 12.3-inch screens with navigation, wireless charger, wireless Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. This has got standard cloth upholstery, available leatherette, no leather for the IONIQ9, but boy, doesn't it feel quite nice, this leatherette?
I'm going to use my line, Andrea. I can't believe it's not butter. And people have asked in one of our questions recently, who makes the best faux leather? Right now, I truly believe that the Hyundai Group is in the lead. This is as soft and as nice as anything that you're going to see in the industry.
So nice. And this headliner, wow, it feels so plush.
Feels like a plush toy.
I just can't believe the quality of materials.
This is a calligraphy, though,
This
Andrea.
is a calligraphy, and it does get up there in price. There's no doubt about that. Electric vehicles are expensive, but vehicles in general have gotten really expensive. The shifter is what you typically see now in many Hyundai models, just at the center console. One thing I like about it is you start and stop the vehicle with that shifter, so everything is well contained. So Zach, what do you think about these available relaxation seats?
I think it's a gimmick myself.
I think
that, you know, I understand why they're doing it. It's like you're driving on a long road trip and you got to pull over and you got to plug in while the car charges. They have an ottoman, basically. I think it's kind of gimmicky. I'm not sure how often you would use that, but hey, if that floats your boat, go for it.
I think if you're sitting in the back seat and you're on a long road trip and the kids, kids with the recline, and then you've got the leg rest, they're just going to be like, you're not even going to hear from them. No complaints.
If I have to turn this car around, you'll be sorry.
Give them some chips and a drink, and it'll be great.
Available features include surround and blind spot view monitors, 14-speaker Bose sound system, head-up display, ambient lighting, driver seat memory, a driver ergo motion seat, 8-way power passenger seat with lumbar support, front and second row relaxation seats. The front seats get massage, ventilated front and second row seats, heated steering wheel, panoramic sunroof, heated rear seats, power folding and unfolding third row. Here's me getting in the second row. As we mentioned just a moment ago, the second row on this top calligraphy are power operated. They slide fore and aft and recline. How does it stack up?
Front row legroom is 41.4 inches and second row legroom 42.8 inches.
On this trim, you have a power caddy to slide the second row captain's chairs forward. It's not a big opening to get in the back, but when you're in there, you notice there's not a ton of legroom or headroom, but it is pretty comfortable.
The third row offers 32 inches of legroom.
Lifting up the power liftgate on this model, you can see underneath the floor there's just a small storage area. The actual front of the vehicle has a frunk, and that's where the tire repair kit is held.
Cargo space behind the third row is 21.9 cubic feet. Behind the second row, 46.7 cubic feet. And overall cargo space is 86.9 cubic feet. The frunk for rear-wheel drive models is about 3 cubic feet, and all-wheel drive models offering almost 2 cubic feet of space.
Now stick around for Hot Topic. People are wondering about this or EV9. Right now, questions.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
You'll be able to charge this one at your house. Yay, you bet we will. I was surprised to see that towing figure, 3,500 and 5,000 pounds for an electric car. Surely that will eat up your range. Nobody is buying one of these for long highway towing. I have my doubts about towing with an electric car.
Well, what you get with an EV is torque, and torque is what you need for towing, especially when you're pulling like a boat off a boat ramp, something like that. So the torque is definitely advantageous.
These are very capable of towing. The problem is when you are towing, you eat up a lot of range quickly. So if you are on the road towing, which that's what people do, and you have to stop to charge, you also have to plan ahead. Make sure that the charging facility has enough room for your trailer.
Yeah.
Like say you show up and there's big lineups or you've got to wait, you may actually have to remove the item that you're towing.
Yeah, that's a good point. And we now have a charger at home. Yes, variable grid install the charger for us to plug in. Actually, the first car we plugged in was the sister of this, which is the EV9 from Kia, and it worked perfectly. And I assume this one will work perfectly too.
How do you and Zach feel about buying rear-wheel drive models of EVs in Vancouver?
Well, my whole thing is resale value. Listen, we've all been programmed by these car manufacturers, all-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, all-wheel drive. A car of a certain price in Canada is not saleable typically without all-wheel drive. Now EVs show up and they're like, oh, it'll be fine.
Well, it's a big, heavy battery that you're dealing with. So the vehicle is much more planted versus, let's say, a gas model rear wheel drive or front wheel drive. So yes, it is capable, especially in Vancouver. We don't get a lot of snow.
But when we do,
when we
Yeah.
do, yes. But we know of someone who had an ID4 rear-wheel drive model, and he drove to Whistler, and he said it was snowing, and he had no issues at all with it.
3 words, Andrea. Tires, tires, tires.
Yeah.
If you have the proper winter tires, you'll be fine. Hey, if you want to get a question in for a future episode, don't be shy. Follow along on Instagram. It's Motormouth_Andrea. You also get to see what's going on behind the scenes. If you want to follow me, it's Motormouth_Auto. And the links are in the description.
It looks like Hyundai is setting the standard for what EVs should look like. You know, an interesting thing about Hyundai is that they have come out and said that they like each of their vehicles to be unique in their own way, something different. And boy, do you ever see that in their lineup. Look at Santa Fe, the new one. It's got this boxy design. Palisade has a bit of a Range Rover vibe. And now you've got this EV that really looks a lot like a wagon.
Well, we saw this trend when EVs started to come out in mass numbers, right? In the last 5 to 7 years, is that car companies thought, okay, we'll make EVs look weird. And now we're seeing this shift back to people want them to look like their regular car. Mercedes-Benz, we went on a road trip in Copenhagen and drove the new CLA. It looks just like the upcoming hybrid version. So this is basically like, okay, it's the Palisade, but if you squint your eyes, now it's an IONIQ9.
Yeah.
And now it's time for our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
How does this drive compare to the Kia EV9?
Well, the Hyundai Group, the company that owns both the Hyundai cars and the Kia cars, is quite smart. They've told their designers to make their vehicles look radically different from each other. So that opens the market up to different buyers. This one, the more elegant, sophisticated, what was it called again? Elegant?
Futuristic elegance.
Futuristic elegance. And I think the EV9 is kind of like rugged EV attitude. And I think it's smart to have them separated.
Yeah, and it's a boxy design. I think that if you like a more of a wagon look, this is definitely going to draw you to the IONIQ9. If you want a boxy design, you're going to go for EV9. It's like Sportage or Tucson. What do you like?
I'd like to get into all the vital stats of IONIQ9.
Let's start with pricing. We'll do Canada first and then move on to the US. Canadian pricing includes freight, PDI, and fees. The base model starts at just over $62,500, and the top trim that we're driving is just over $84,000. In the US, it's MSRP. The base model starts at just under $59,000, and the top trim is just under $76,500.
This IONIQ9 has an 800-volt architecture with the North American charging standard and a 10.9 kilowatt onboard charger. With a level 2 charger, it'll charge from 10 to 100% in 9 hours and 40 minutes. With a DC fast charger, it speeds up to 350 kilowatts. It'll go from 10 to 80% in 24 minutes. As we mentioned, towing capacity for rear-wheel drive models is 3,500 pounds and 5,000 pounds for all-wheel drive. Hyundai offers a warranty of 5 years, 100,000 kilometers, or 60,000 miles. Lightning round. 2 things we like to see improved.
I like all the luxury this model offers.
It really is comfortable.
I'm having a hard time coming up with something that I don't like about this model. Maybe just that top trim price point is really hefty.
That's the only thing is, EV rebates are gone, tax credits are gone, these things are expensive. So there it is, it's IONIQ9. What do you guys think of that?
Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, subscribe. We'll see you next time.